Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. Double or Nothing has just wrapped up. It is just past 12:30 Eastern Time. Tony Khan, you have got to shorten these pay-per-views. But unlike the first couple of pay-per-views to start this year, we got the ending that we all wanted. And I know there's some Will Ospreay fans out there who are probably bummed, but the right decision was made. Hangman Adam Page is your men's Owen Hart Cup tournament winner. He will face Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship in July at All In, Texas. And hopefully, Hangman Adam Page is the guy that is going to win it's fitting. The story writes itself. He is the guy that is going to bring back the AEW World Championship from obscurity. And how this story gets told in the next couple of months could play out potentially, dare I say, like Cody Rhodes' story. Like this could potentially play out like that if they do this right. And I can't even believe I have been critical of him forever. Credit to Tony Khan. Let's start with that. Credit to Tony Khan. He did the right thing. He could have very easily went with Will Ospreay. He could have very easily microwaved some concocted story. He could have gone with Darby Allin. And who knows if Darby Allin's going to be the guy. And I could be proven wrong in 2 months. And Jon Moxley does retain the title in Texas. I hope he doesn't, and I hope that Hangman Adam Page wins this. But let's just get this out of the way. Tony Khan deserves a ton of credit, and for the first time in seemingly forever, the first time the feeling may be restored in AEW. Hangman, I said this a couple of months ago. Hangman Adam Page is really the guy that I think can revitalize and bring this company back to what it once was. Because what you saw in that main event between those two guys, even though Ospreay is not a day one guy, that was quintessential AEW drama, storytelling, unpredictability. It was everything that I missed about this place. Everything that I miss about this place. And you want to know why? Hangman Adam Page, and I have said this consistently, is the best professional wrestler, the most complete professional wrestler from top to bottom in this entire industry. From promo ability, from character ability, from wrestling ability. This guy is the best guy in the fucking industry. He is a peak storyteller. He is fucking outstanding. And why we've waited until this long to finally give this guy a big time, big prominent spot to really show off what he's done in the last 18 months, going from that whole metamorphosis. And I guarantee you, the stuff with Swerve Strickland is going to play a factor down the road in this match. And him and Swerve basically giving his approval to Hangman would be an excellent, excellent piece of business, all in the name of ending the Death Riders. So how this gets told in the next 2 months is going to be fascinating to me. But above all else, I have not been this thrilled with an AEW match result in a very long time. I was pumping my fist. I was going crazy. This was about as good of a match, like from a drama perspective, outside of one table botch where the table collapsed underneath both guys, and I'm just shocked that both these guys were okay. But these guys went out there and fucking killed it. This is one of the great AEW matches that they've ever done. Intense drama, unpredictable finish. You don't know which way it's going to go. You're hanging on the edge of your seat. Granted, it's 9:30 at night, and then I saw that some people might have left the building early because they took way too long to get to that conclusion. But that's a separate issue with this whole show. But the bottom line is, for one night and with one match result, AEW might have changed the course of their trajectory of their company. If they play this right, because they got to tell story, they got to do a compelling story, and they've got it gift wrapped into them. The women's match itself, hey, it's a big money match. I don't think it was the right decision to go that route because you basically hamstrung your women's division. But, on some level, the two premium matches now you have on your show to sell, and I think this will definitely help move tickets, is Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné, and then obviously Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley. These two matches, I do think that this show will get over 20 some odd thousand tickets, maybe closer to 25. I don't know if they'll push to 30. I just don't know, but they've got time to do this. And now with the seemingly crowning of Hangman as probably going to be the guy. Now all they got to do is just tell this right and pay it off in Texas at Globe Life Field and give Hangman the moment he should have gotten last year, because they didn't do that against Swerve. But now you have him in a spot to basically save AEW, from the Death Riders. And you're seeing him turn into his old self. You've seen the character, and like he went down the dark route and did some bad things. He said it didn't fulfill him. Him getting rewarded for this at the end of the road is going to be a very satisfying conclusion. And I think it's almost in the same vein as what happened with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Like, in a lot of ways, of him trying to persevere and overcome all of these obstacles and these trials and tribulations in his career. So this has a chance to be one of AEW's peak storytelling moments, and a chance, like I said, to what they've been clamoring with their fans all of this year and even some of last year, trying to restore the feeling. That is the first time in a long time that I legitimately felt like I did in 2019, 2020, and 2021, when this company was at the peak of what it could be. I don't think it'll ever be at WWE's level ever again because of some of the petty bullshit that they've gotten themselves into. But again, credit to Tony Khan, because they could have very easily made the easy call and gone with Ospreay here. And I got to give credit to Will Ospreay too, man. Like, in the last 2 years, this guy could have very easily been in the World Championship picture. At Forbidden Door last year, you guys remember, he faces off against Swerve Strickland in that match. Could have very easily went with Ospreay, who was the hot new commodity, and they could have just hamstrung and just cut the legs out from underneath Swerve right out of the gate. Swerve put over Ospreay, or Ospreay put over Swerve clean. This was another given opportunity to just give it to Will Ospreay, just completely microwave something and go down the road of what your new AEW is. Pretty much almost the same decision they did with Mercedes Moné, which, is a completely separate issue from this. But they went with the guy who's been there since day one. The storytelling in this match, 6 years, they mentioned that heavily, that, hey, he didn't get his moment 6 years ago, one down the road with Chris Jericho. Now he's got a chance to do it again. The stuff with Kenny, you had the Kenny Omega. They did a V-trigger in this match, which was sick. They tried to do the one-winged angel, and then friggin' Hangman busts out a big pressure, the JML driver from Swerve Strickland. So, again, the match was great. And as I always tell you guys, and I told you earlier on tonight when I was pissed off at the ending of the women's match, you're only as good as your finish if you have such a great match. And they paid it off with the right winner in the right spot in an epic, epic match. And now I feel as good as I've felt about AEW in a really, really long time. This was a fabulous, fabulous conclusion. And, outside of like the saturation of some of these matches on this show, Ricochet's actually turned into a pretty good heel. The Mark Briscoe, it was fine. It didn't really mean anything. They had a trios match mixed in there that didn't really need to be on the show. Anarchy in the Arena was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays a role, and some of those particulars in that match play a role in what Hangman's arc potentially to the World Championship at Globe Life Field, all in Texas, coming up in a matter of, we're basically under 2 months. I think it's July 12th is officially it. So I know you guys get on me all the time, get mad at me for, ripping apart AEW. I have been an AEW fan since day one. I have been. And I've supported this company. I like... They've done good storytelling, and they've done it in a different way. They've gotten away from that, and they've relied strictly on banger matches. This was restoring the feeling. This felt like restoring the feeling. Now you got to go pay it off. We'll see what they do. But for one night, I got to give credit to Tony Khan. I got to give credit to Will Ospreay. I got to give credit to all the particulars involved for doing the right thing and doing good business, because this story could potentially save this company. I'm dead serious when I say that. It absolutely could change the course of this company. They're never going to catch WWE, but WWE's in kind of a lull right now. And now they do the right thing. You ran the risk of alienating your fans. You do the right thing. You have a great match. You have the right winner. Now, all you got to do, crown Hangman. Make it happen, Tony. Don't resist the urge of Darby Allin. Resist the urge, man. Have him come back and help Hangman win the championship. He doesn't need to be the world champion. Resist the urges of what you did. Do what you did here. Do more of that. Go, because this is what you guys were 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm very optimistic. So if you can't tell, I'm very excited. Anyway, thanks so much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.